which I'll show you here in a little bit. That one's the big one. Head over to the Facebook page. I just posted the link in the chat. There's a 20-question quiz about things that you should know from watching the stream over the last year. So just send in your answers, and whoever has the most correct at the end of the weekend, or after I get enough participants, is going to win this sweet Lost Legion playmat and a playmat case. So Chad's found a 5-card hand that he's willing to play here in round 2. Both of these players won their opening round match. Joseph knocking off, I'm not sure who Joseph beat in round 1, but Chad taking out Brian Gross's Elves deck. So Chad on curve at turn 2. Voice of Resurgence. And Joseph revealing, or Joseph casting an on-curve Lifebane Zombie, which is going to net a Fiend Hunter from Chad. So Chad draws another land. We know there's another land in his hand. Voice is going to serve in, though. But Chad in a bad spot here. Again, he's going to be unable to ever block the Lifebane Zombie, as it does have Intimidate. And Joseph following it up with a Desecration Demon. Very interesting card, Desecration Demon. Evasive 6/6 flyer, evasive 6/6 for 4. That really took 6 months or so before it started to get popular. But really making an impression now in this green-black rock deck. So Chad miracles a plains off the top of his deck. He has an Advent of the Worm token and a Voice of Resurgence, but unable to attack into the Desecration Demon the way the board stands. So this is interesting here. I don't know why he's attacking. I think he's thinking better of it. He's not going to get anywhere by doing that, and he can just sacrifice his voice to the demon next turn if he wants to stave off the damage. Doomblade targeting the Advent of the Worm token. He's going to animate his Mutavault here. Going to allow Chad to activate the trigger on the Desecration Demon if he so chooses. At this point, I would highly recommend that. So the Mutavault's going to come in as well as a Lifebane Zombie, so it's going to drop Chad down to 12. In a very rough spot here. Hellbent with just a 1/1 token on board. Let's see what he drew here. There's a Loxodon Smiter. Still not going to help his situation here. He's going to be able to attack in for 2 here if he wants to. Which he should do. There's really no advantage in not doing that. He's going to serve in for 2, knocking Joseph down to 13, but he's still way behind in this race. And there is Vraska the Unseen, likely a one-of in this deck. He's going to go ahead and destroy target non-land permanent, choosing the Loxodon Smiter. And Joseph reminding Chad of the trigger. Chad choosing to sacrifice his voice token. Choosing just to taking only 3 from the Lifebane Zombie. He draws a Mutavault, but still not going to help him here, as the Mutavault is a colorless creature, not an artifact creature, so still not going to be able to block the Lifebane Zombie, and he's out of. Well, I guess he can sack the Mutavault to the demon, and that's what he's doing. So we've got a 9/9 demon here, which if it ever attacks will be able to do a significant amount of damage, but with Chad already down to 4 life and Joseph apparently going to add to his board again, it's all over but the shouting anyway. Just going to go ahead and sign and blood himself just for good measure. Don't know what Chad can draw. I guess he could draw a Wrath of God or Day of Judgment here. He could Miracle of Terminus. I know it's not in his deck. Or we could just move on to game 2. And that's what we do. So Joseph Deal, who's playing Garrett Meadows' Rock deck this week, borrowing that here shortly before rotation. That out. If not, I'll give some more hints later. We do have a guest from Jandro about the match between Ian Straggy and Nick Reed. That was an excellent match, maybe the best match of Magic we've seen on the stream. But that, unfortunately, is not the correct answer. Also thinking another guest, Justin Carpenter's Gore Clan Rampager Slow Roll 1 week. That was not too bad. And there it is, we have a winner. Only the third guest, Tormented Soul, saying Aaron Daly freaking out when Max Turner paired an acidic slime with a Dead-Eye Navigator. So Tormented Soul, make sure you send me a direct message here on Twitch, over on Facebook, Twitter, or email me at zacksellsmagic@gmail.com, and I will send you the promo code for the free month of Star City Premium. Thanks for watching, and thanks for remembering. Meanwhile, back to the game here. Chad with a much better start. On curve, Voice of Resurgence, followed up by a Loxodon Smiter, and there's a Lifebane Zombie. That card is exiled. Well, there they're getting to it. It does make a big difference in the sense that if it was discarded, he could put it into play. Though I don't think Chad's deck has any way of getting it out of the graveyard. But still correct to get it. Still good to get it right. And then, so Chad's going to serve in here. He's offering the front half of his Voice of Resurgence for the Lifebane Zombie. Joseph debating whether or not he wants to make this trade. I guess it depends on what Joseph has in his hand. And Joseph does decide to make that trade, so he's going to drop down to 16 here. Or is he going to drop down to 14, I think, because he took 2 from the Voice last turn. Oh, and he also shocked himself, it appears. So, life totals are correct now. All is right with the world. Oh, he played a turn 2 Loxodon Smiter, not the Voice of Resurgence off of the Arbor Elf, which I did not notice because I was too busy talking about nonsense. So apologies there. Either way, Chad with 6 power on board, facing down just a Disciple of Bolas, which did not get to sack anything for the value, and it's now going to get taken out by a Fiend Hunter. So Chad in a pretty good spot here. Joseph does have the means by which to clear this board, though. He is playing Mutilates, but unfortunately it looks like he only has, I think, 3 swamps. No, only 2 swamps. But he does find a Thragtusk, so Thragtusk count for the night moves up to 4, and more importantly, Joseph moves up to 10. Chad adds another Loxodon Smiter to the board. And he's going to serve in here. Don't know why he's attacking with the Fiend Hunter, if only because Joseph unlikely to block the Fiend Hunter. Though this is going to be a blowout. If Joseph sees it, he can block the Fiend Hunter. And then when the Disciple comes back in, he can sack his Thragtusk to it. But in doing that, he's going to take 8 from the Elemental Token and the Smiter and drop down to 2. He'll go up to 7 in total and draw himself 5 cards. We see that he has the Mutilate in hand. Oh, and there we see Celestial Flare. So Joseph is going to have to sack his blocking creature. He's still going to get the Beast out of it, but Chad's Smiter is going to survive through combat. So Chad in a pretty commanding situation here. He's going to take 5 from the unblocked Smiter, or unblocked Elemental Token, and the Fiend Hunter. So Joseph looking for, I don't even know what he can draw here. There's another Thragtusk. That will help. And if Chad makes that same attack, I think Joseph has the opportunity to blow him out there by blocking the Fiend Hunter. And there's a sorcery speed Advent of the Worm, I think. Netting Chad another 5/5 token. Of course, it does pump his elemental, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Or is he doing that in a turn? I don't think he can attack with the Advent token there. So I'm going to trade the front half of the Thragtusk with the elemental token. Joseph reminding him that the worm does not have haste. He's going to chump a Loxodon Smiter and take 4, dropping him down to 6. That's okay. You need another box. So Joseph's still up against it here. He cracks his Evolving Wilds for a swamp, which 1, 2, 3, 4 puts his Mutilate up into a big enough range to kill the Loxodon Smiters, but unless he draws another... Wait, I can't tell if those are Mutavaults. Yeah, those are Mutavaults, so he only has 2 swamps in play. He might have theory. It's very difficult for me to make out these lands that Joseph's playing, so I apologize for that. I know he has the Mutilate in his hand. There's a Vraska. Going to kill the Advent token, which is important not only because it's the biggest creature, but it's also the only creature that won't die to impending Mutilate. The chat's saying he might have a Gaze of Granite in his hand. I don't know if he does or not. If he does, that's definitely the play he should have made. Looks like he has 2 cards in his hand, one of which we know is a Mutilate. The other card I cannot make out. I think it's a Disciple of Bolas. So Chad's serving in with both of his Smiters here. Going to chump 1, go down to 2. Did he... Yeah, just attacking Joseph here. So Joseph down to 2. We have a Disciple... He has a Disciple of Bolas in his hand. Do not know what he drew, but he can... There's a swamp, so the Mutilate is good for... Are those all swamps, or is one a forest? And here comes the Mutilate for 4, so Joseph may have stabilized here. That is 4 swamps, is it not? Or is one of them a forest? If it's not 4 swamps, he does have the opportunity to... turn one of his Mutavaults into a creature and then sack it to the Disciple of Bolas to try and draw an answer here. He's already said, for those of us that have bought enough ships to cover, like, in that first 8 months... So the Fiend Hunter dies. Chad's board is effectively cleared, and he's going to do the trick I just mentioned, except this time with the Fiend Hunter that comes back from, or the Disciple of Bolas that comes back from the Fiend Hunter. Going to tap a Mutavault to turn itself into a creature, sack it to the Disciple, go up to 4 life, draw 2 cards, and effectively put this game away. No, I guess it was a forest. So the Mutilate was only good to clear out the Fiend Hunter. But Joseph does have the Mutavault that he can use to chump. That's what he's going to do here. So he needs a removal spell here. He has Vraska that he can kill off to bin one of the Loxodon Smiters. That might be the play he does, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Thragtusk puts him back up to 9, trading Vraska for one of the Loxodon Smiters. So Joseph trying very hard here. Has to Stone Rain himself to get to this point. And there's an Archangel of Thune. So Joseph going to be in a be in a tricky situation here. He needs a removal spell for that Angel as quickly as possible, though he sees, I think he drew another Thragtusk, and this turn he drew another Disciple of Bolas. So likely going to play the Thragtusk here. There's an Abrupt Decay that can take out the Loxodon Smiter. So he might decay here, and he'd possibly attack in. Probably not the best line either. So this turned into a pretty good game here as Joseph desperately tries to claw back into it. Looked like Chad was in a pretty good spot, and Joseph desperately trying to find that 4th swamp so he can load up a Lethal Mutilate to clear Chad's board. So Joseph is going to swing in here with the Thragtusk. I assume by attacking here, if Chad blocks with the Smiter, he's going to Abrupt Decay it. But I think if I'm Chad, I just take 5 here. I do not like this at all. No, Chad's just Joseph just content to bend his Thragtusk. Disciple of Bolas sacking the Beast token. So he's going to go up to 12 and draw 3 more cards. And then a tragic slip on the Archangel. So Joseph with the brutal turn here. Chad now hellbent. Joseph at 12 life. We know there's another Thragtusk in Joseph's hand. He has a Sign in Blood as well. He's got an Abrupt Decay. He found his 4th swamp. And this Disciple is going to get in for 2. And there's yet another Thragtusk, so Joseph's going to go up to 17. So this game looks like it may have slipped away from Chad here. This one got to be very frustrating for Chad, as he had overloaded the board. Joseph could not clear it. Drew just the right sequence of cards to neutralize that Archangel before it could get online. So Joseph attacking now for 7 a turn, loads up a Scavenging Ooze, which is going to get pretty big by this point, with all the creatures that have already died previously. So 7 off of 16, it should have gone down to 9, I believe, here. Joseph going to go up to 19. And it's all over but the shouting here.
God, another rock deck.
So Joseph can't find anything but swamps now after being short on them for the entire first portion of the game. Huh? Hey, bud. I'm joined by Garrett, who's enjoying a cupcake. You too could have enjoyed a cupcake if you had come played live. But instead, now the guys playing Star Wars miniatures are or Star Trek miniatures are going to enjoy those cupcakes. So I must have had the life totals wrong. It really could not matter less, as Day of Judgment is not a card in this format, and even that wouldn't answer the Thragtusk. Selesnya Charm, make a dude, or exile Scavenging Ooze, doesn't matter. So Joseph pulling out, well played by him. That was a game that he very well could have lost, needing to choose a very interesting, maximize his lines of play there in order to deal with all the threats that Chad posed. Drawing and casting 3 Thragtusk didn't hurt either. So congratulations to him. So he moves up to 2-0 and is undefeated, halfway there, as we were playing 4 rounds tonight with no cut to the top 8. So that goes to this guy. 15 minutes less. I don't know if we're going to have time for another match. I might just throw up one of the matches from previously. Yeah, we're going to watch Garrett eat a cupcake. I'm going to give away another cool card here. This is I showed it earlier. This is shown on my Facebook picture. Jacqueline Foglia, who is a notable card artist. She has appeared at several Star City events, I think, or at least one. She sent this to us on the stream. You can visit her, you can see her over at She has a Facebook page. You just search for Jacqueline Foglia on Facebook. She has a fan page there. She hooked us up with this John Avon Extended Art Lands, and I'm going to give that away to one of you fine viewers now. But again, it's going to be a trivia question, as I want to try to reward the people who have been watching this show for a long time. So like I said, this is the 54th week that we could have done an FNM. 2 weeks after the actual anniversary, as I was on vacation. But in that 54-week span, we have missed exactly 6 broadcasts.
Can I be in this?
No, you cannot. Only for people on the stream that are watching currently. There were 6 weeks that we missed, and I missed for 4 reasons. 2 times I missed for the same reason. So the first person who can give me all 4 of them will win this sweet John Avon Altered Jacqueline Foglia extension. So feel free to pound in there in the chat, as Garrett now enjoys is it the chocolate chip? We also have the oatmeal raisin.
Really?
Did you enjoy the oatmeal raisin?
I enjoyed the chocolate chip.
Oh.
I may enjoy oatmeal raisin
I think I'm going to try to enjoy one too.
You know what I did against this guy?
What did you do to him?
Desecration Demon in play. Disciple of Bubbles on the stack. Like my Zealous Conscripts take his Desecration Demon.
So he has to...
So I sack nothing. I can't sack anything.
Is it an other?
Yeah.
Oh, another.
Yeah.
I would have been happy sacking.
And then he still killed me too.
So far the first answer, that is a cool play, not to draw away from that, but Jandra with the first attempt here says, work, family, family, and vacation. Well, 2 of them are the same, so that can't be correct. I will say that of those 4, one of them is correct, so one of those things is correct, and I will say that we need to be a little more specific. I guess technically family could be correct if I wanted to be very nebulous about
Just
it.
name very broad answers.
Activity, commitments, other events, thing you had to do. I was gone for 6 separate times, but for 4 reasons. So 2 of them are the same. So I'm looking for 4 answers. Why did I mean, it has to be something dramatic that I would miss an FNM stream. That kid is cute, and I appreciate that he's here having fun, but it's also very annoying. And I'm trying.
We should represent.
Yeah. Who is he?
I'm just some kid with a cute mom.
But why is the mom here? Is she with somebody?
I think she's just here to bring her kid over to it.
No, I mean I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon, but like it's very difficult.
The kid's hanging out with a bunch of guys that are entertaining the kid.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad he's here and having fun. But so guys, I mean, there's 35 of you watching. I don't know. This card's pretty cool, and I'll tell you, I can't keep it because I guaranteed her I would give it away, and I want her to benefit from it. I appreciate her willingness. This card is pretty cool. All you have to do is come up with 4 reasons. I mean, it's a Zendikar full art John Avon 4, so it's worth $1 by itself. It's extended art, and it's a good job too. A lot of people do altars and they're not good. I'm just going to call it now. This one is a good one. So if you'd like to win this card, participate. Wait, what did I ask? What the question was? The question I said was, this is the 54th week that we could have done an FNM, but I've only done 48. I missed 6 weeks, and I'm looking for the 4 reasons why I missed those 6 weeks. 2 of them obviously are redundant, so I'm looking for 4 answers.
And if you guys don't answer...
And if you don't answer, it'll just be like every other thing I've run so far on the stream this week. I tried to do I'll post the link again to the quiz on the Facebook. I know they're hard questions, but I'm trying to reward people that if I'm going to spend the money and give away my own... the store gave this to me to have, and I'm going to give it away. It's a cool playmat here. Just posted the link in the chat. There's a trivia quiz. I thought it would be fun. I thought people would participate in it. So that's the Lost Legion playmat I'm trying to give away. There's a 20-question quiz over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, and whoever sends me the entry with the most correct answers is going to get that and a nice clear tube, a holder as well.
We can review some of my answers.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get people to participate. I don't want to give them real answers. You did get some.
I did. Name of our annual event every year was ButtCon.
So Bishop's FL, I think, is what his name is, has mentioned vacation, covering attorney the next day, can't figure out the other 2. Well, I will go ahead and say, just for the benefit of the stream, because it looks like no one's going to participate, vacation is correct. Obviously, I mentioned that during this round, that last week I was on vacation. We were... Drew Sherwood wins the joke portion of the contest with sick burns, beard management problems, late night gab sessions, and ButtCon.
ButtCon's going to happen.
So Drew Sherwood, for that I'm going to give you SEG 1 month. That's a pretty funny one. I'll send that to you on the FB. Vacation last week, you got one. I'll go all night. I'll go all night before I give this thing away.
We're not showing any more matches.
Nope. And while they're doing that, we've got some more random giveaways. So we're going to give away. Let's give away this Vraska the Unseen. We just saw Joseph Deal make good use of it, killing 2 Loxodon Smiters. I'm just going to give that away to a random. So let's see who gets it. Oh, it chose me. Well, that can't happen.
No, it's legit.
No.
Did you get
Ovendal. So Ovendal, if you're watching, make sure to get in touch with me. Either send me a direct message here on Twitch. You can tweet me at ZachSalesMagic on Facebook, or email me at ZachSalesMagic@gmail.com. Send me your mailing address, and I will get you this Vraska the Unseen.
You went to PAX, right?
I did not go to PAX. Well, there are 2 PAX. Well, I could have gone to PAX East.
PAX East is close.
Yeah.
But the most recent one
was in Seattle, I think, or Portland or something.
East?
Family Vacation, Bigger Tourney, and PAX. So we're halfway there. Bill Mill 87, who's already won tonight.
The bigger tournament was the PTQ, right?
No, you're thinking of something else. The bigger tourney that we missed in FNM for was Grand Prix Pittsburgh.
Oh, correct. Yes.
Yep, so Vacation, the last 2 weeks I missed were Vacation. We did miss the week that I went to Grand Prix Pittsburgh. Garrett also went on that trip.
1 boxes.
There are 2 other reasons why I missed, and I swear to you I will not give this out to someone. I figured and this, I may be guilty of expecting too much because maybe people aren't as interested as I would. But this is the kind of crap I would have loved if I'd been watching this stream for like a month, for a year. And here's a fun trivia quiz about things that you may have picked up over the last summer. I just eat that stuff up. But that may just be specific to my own personality, and that's why people aren't enjoying it. But
well, there may be a delay in Europe. Like an hour from now, you might get like 1,000 answers. You're being contingent.
And then there's Gamer 2005 who just says, pick me. Because that's how it works, right?
Can we start giving hints?
Bill Mill, you did win something. You won 3 promo Farseeks. So if you're just now hearing that, make sure you get in touch with me and send me your mailing address. You did win that earlier. That was actually the second giveaway we did. So far tonight, we've given away some oversized promos, some promo Farseeks, 2 months of SEG Premium, of Vraska, and I'm trying desperately to give away this Forest. I don't think this question is going to work, so whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and abort because it could be here forever. I missed 2 weeks because I had 2 separate funerals I had to attend that were both out of town, and then the last one I was in the hospital. You may remember the Christmas. I was going to miss for Christmas anyway, but then instead I missed because I was in the hospital. So,
There was also a week where you were home alone, correct?
Huh?
You were home alone that week, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I was home alone because my wife had gone up for Christmas to her family's in Michigan. Then I had a serious medical scenario, and then there was no one to take care of me.
Exactly. That's the point that I.
Yeah, I had to drive myself to the hospital in very serious circumstances.
What about the dog didn't help?
He can't drive. His license suspended from DUI. That's why we always have to drop him off at Blockbuster. That's a running joke that I have, that one of my dogs works at Blockbuster.
Well, he can never get a ride.
He can't get a ride. But anyway, so I'm going to throw up a quick, I'm going to throw up a quick previously recorded match, and then I'm going to go to the restroom. So we'll be back whenever the next round starts here in about 5 or 6 minutes.